thing there. It's really odd because you know there's been some metal in your face and you know there's some liquid being injected in there.
0.6, 1.2, 0.6 on each side. I'll start again.
Hello gorgeous, how are you doing? I am back in the Wish Skin Clinic, yay! I can't believe it's been over a year since I was here last for my face. Actually, I'm quite happy with how it's come. I mean, considering I was due to be having facial feminization surgery at the moment, but I've been a long time recovering from the Thailand visit, so we're staying with the the injectables for the time being, and I've moved the facial surgery to next year. So we're back with Jeremy. We're going to do some checkups and see what we can improve just with injectables. But let's see what Jeremy has to say. Hi! So here we are with Jeremy.
Hello.
We've
met before.
Such a natural. So Jeremy's going to stick needles into my face and make magic happen.
Am I?
I don't know, I hope so.
Okay, so
What are we going to do?
Dan has been away. She's had loads of things done, but we haven't addressed any filler now for about 12 months. Danielle has had her skin pulled, so we're back now trying to re-inflate some of the fat pads after the skin has been pulled, just to re-feminize and re-volumize Danielle's face. And it's quite significant that we can see the thirds of Danielle's face, and this lower third is much longer than the two upper thirds, and for a good feminine face, those thirds should be equal.
So we're basically doing like facial feminization without the surgery. It's like and the best thing about doing it this way is it's instant. You just come along, you have needles done, and then you're pretty much done. And then a couple of weeks later, it gets even better. So it's great.
So Danielle's essentially buy-in before she's trying.
Yeah, it's like you can test. See what you think.
I can take it back out, but once it's cut away, it's gone forever.
Yeah, pretty final.
Yeah.
So Jeremy does a lot of words to say he's really good, basically. He's just showing off here now, because honestly,
loads more words than that.
He's such a surgical geek. He's such a nerd when it comes to doing medical science. Basically, what he's trying to say is he's really good. He teaches people, and he's shit hot, and don't go to some Billy Noma with a syringe and a bucket in the back of a hairstyle.
So the first thing we're going to do, the first thing we always do, we're going to get the area that we're going to augment and put the implants into spotlessly clean. So we're just going to do a quick clean-up environment to start with, and then when we poke through it with our needles and cannulas, we're going through clean, and so we can keep this as sterile as possible. Okay, so we've cleaned Danielle's face, and we've rubbed 4 layers of skin off to make sure it's exceptionally clean now.
I think I've lost weight.
Yeah, I'm just going to comment on that. I'm going to draw some things that are going to help me identify safe zones on Danielle's face. And the first line I'm going to draw is, just look straight up, from the mid-pupillary line, drop a line.
What's the papillary line?
From the black of your eye, your iris, from the end of your eye, another vertical. Then I'm going to feel where the bony orbit is, and I'm going to draw another line.
Oh yeah.
Bony orbit.
Yeah.
And we do realise that
next to the ocular flange.
I think they're in session next Sunday somewhere.
Yeah.
in this zone here, there is something specific deep on the bone. In this zone here, there's something specific deep on the bone, and something here specific deep on the bone, and they are the deep fat pads of the face, the SOOF and the medial deep fat. This is something called the deep piriform space, and if we inject here, we'll soften the nasolabial fold.
That's what we all want.
So, you need to think of fat pads as a bath.
Do they though?
They do. Because let me finish the story, then they'll understand why they need to think of it as a sink then. It doesn't matter where the tap is in the sink, as long as it's in the sink, it'll fill the sink. You can use ultra deep to go for the bone, to restore structure, and then we're going to use RHA4, which is a dynamic product. What does that mean? When Danielle smiles, it's going to move with the smile, okay?
Remember I said it was fast?
Fast? Is this taking too long?
Yeah, it's great.
Am I speaking too fast?
And what's more, I can do it myself when I go home.
Yeah.
Am I giving you too much information?
No,
We'll
it's
just
fine.
watch the video.
We'll just mock it.
We will become stronger.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to make a small entry point, and we're going to go in and we're going to place some product into these specific areas to create a specific effect. So the first, I've cleaned the depth out of this, so we're just going to make a small entry point. Danielle will feel a sharp scratch, and we're going to...
Ow.
Wasn't an
That was a sharp scratch. You could barely feel a thing, honestly.
So this is a cannula, which is a blunt-ended needle. The reason we use that is for safety. Primer, okay, and there's a little point of bleed in there. So we aim for the little point of bleed in, through and in. We lift the skin, so we lift in all the superficial stuff away, and we're going to go deep. And now we're in the deep fat of the mid-face, the soof. I know, because I know there's little marks on here, I know how far across I am. And now, by lifting, before I inject, I'm going to lift and inject. There you go. We know where that is, there's evidence. And what will happen when Danielle smiles now, because they were all deep below the smars, we know that that eye, if it wasn't swollen, wouldn't lift and elevate. And you see these people and it lifts right up and just destroys their eye opening. We know where this is. And we can see already that there's a difference in this area. So that's restored the deep cheeking. You can see in profile now it's created more of an OG curve. I'm now going to just clean that off. I'm leaving those because we may or may not put something in there at this point. So now I think you can see a difference there myself. But we're going to use a different product.
I can feel it when I smile. It's like it doesn't hurt, but it's a little tender when you smile. So I can feel there's something there. It's really odd because you know there's been some metal in your face and you know there's some liquid being injected in there. So you're psychologically thinking that's really hurt. And I'm guessing you can see it. So it probably looks like it should really hurt, but it really, really doesn't.
So you're in some boundaries here because you know there's a fat pad here that actually gets bigger as you get older. So we don't want to go into that fat pad. So this is a no-go zone. And same on this side, this is a no-go zone here. So we're going to come in through the same entry point and we're going to use a different product, but we're going to stay more superficial this time. So now we're in the superficial fat, which is above the muscle. And when we're above the muscle, we need a dynamic product. So this is RHA4, and we are stopping before we get into that fat pad, and we're inflating the other fat pads in the face. The other thing that we could do for Danielle is just create more of a cheekbone, because although females don't have a lateral projection here, we know that because we're transgendered, we have a naturally wider mandible. And what we want to do is create a heart shape. So there is good reasoning in giving some anterior projection, but also just creating that, which will feminize it again. So I would make a different entry point. I'd come in from down here, and we know there's a safe zone above this line, so we'd come in up here and just create a cheekbone. These look good. What you find with this product is, with all products, and this is why you see lots of overinflated patients, is this product takes on water. So if we get 100% result today, when Danielle comes back to see me, it will be 120%. What I mean by that is there will be an appearance of overfill here. What I mean by that, it'll be more, but we need to allow, thank you, we need to allow for that swelling to occur and not completely obliterate all the lines, because if we do that, Danielle will look like a pillow-faced. That actually has made you wider, which has made you look shorter.
Absolutely.
The goal is, by widening Danielle's face, we take away the length.
Yeah, that probably needs to be done.
So from 4 little holes, we've managed to restore, with 2 different products, 2 different levels, the deep and the superficial, to create what I think Danielle will think, I hope.
I'm delighted. And normally it doesn't take this long. I mean, right now Jeremy is doing a demonstration. That's fantastic. Made a difference.
We've used in total on Danielle 0.6, half a tube, 0.6 deep on both sides, and about 1.5 mil over the top. And if you imagine what that is in real terms, a teaspoon is 5 mil. So we've used
tiny.
Tiny less than half a teaspoon.
Next to the ocular flange.
I think they're in session next Sunday somewhere.
Yeah.
I've just randomly drawn some pictures.
What he's done is draw
I haven't.
Some balls.
But you should.
But what we do know is 0.6, 1.2, 0.6 on each side. I'll start again.
God.
I was like, I don't know where that's going.
Okay, so
This is why he's good at injections, not maths.
We're talking hundreds instead of tens of thousands. And you can just nip down to,
he
you know,
thinks.
you could just nip down somewhere. You can just nip down to your
thinks.
nearest.
That was
You got it. Danielle was doing good.
You were doing good, and that was the first mistake I made.
Words.
Yeah, what a tit.
So there we are. My new cheeks are done. And oh, I'm not going to lie, I'm really happy with those. Look at them. Yay! I mean, it's been over a year since those were done last, so I'm extremely happy. And the result is instant. This is why, you know, when you're going for surgery, and I'm not saying don't go for surgery, but if you want to get an idea of what you'd look like when you get surgery, get this done. You can see if you like it. It's in price, it's a fraction of the cost. But go somewhere good. Get somewhere that gives you these little batch cards at the end, because these things, they track the batch, the product that was used. If there are any problems, you can trace it back to the exact batch. Go to somebody who's reputable. I mean, I'm very lucky to have Jeremy living so close and having his clinic right here. But go somewhere that does this, you know, a lot and understands the medical science. Most people who do injectables don't understand anything about facial feminization. They just go at it, you know, whereas Jeremy's an expert in what he does. So there we are. That is it for this one. There's lots more of these to come. I hope, as always, you've enjoyed it. Over there is the last show I put out, and below that is the one YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please comment, like, share, subscribe, and shall see you in the very next show. Bye!